Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Catherine Ross, Director of Education and Smart Force Development for AMT, and I'm excited to be joined by Susanne Lauda, who's with AGCO Corp. Welcome, Susanne. Could you tell us what you do there at AGCO?
Yeah, hey, Kat. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm here at AGCO Corporation in the global headquarters. It's in Duluth, Georgia, and I'm a director of Global Advanced Manufacturing Technology.
Okay, very cool. And so you're joining us today, and I'm happy to share with everyone that you were the winner of a trip to IMTS 2020, which we've now pushed on to 2022, of course.
Yeah,
And that was by way of the Women in Manufacturing silent auction in the fall of 2019.
yeah.
So, for anyone who's not familiar, the Women in Manufacturing silent auction has a ton of really cool prizes that folks can bid on, and all the proceeds go to the Women in Manufacturing Education Foundation. So, that said, Suzanne, what was it about this particular item that called to you and made you decide to bid on it?
Because it was one that relates most to what I'm doing at AGCO. So that was what attracted me to this particular item.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we're glad that you did. We're excited to welcome you to IMTS 2022 this fall. Have you ever been to an IMTS show before?
Yep, yep. I have been there before. It's been a few years, but yes, I've been there before.
Good. What did you think? What's your overall,
I loved it,
impression?
loved it, loved it. For two reasons. First of all, size. It's not too small, it's not too big. Second, good variety of exhibitors. So you have the more traditional technologies, you have the more advanced technologies. And in the end, that's what we are looking for because those technologies have to play nice together in a sandbox.
Yes. Oh, that was perfectly said. Yeah, that's exactly what IMTS is. It's just a hybrid of technologies, old and new. There's more than one something for every company that visits. So, what do you expect to find this year in 2022? Are there any particular technologies or goals that you have during your time at the show?
I have to say, I am personally a people person, a face to face people person. I personally feel that I have lost my connection to the real world a little bit over the pandemic. And to me, networking, personal networking is extremely important. So I'm really looking forward to meet again real people out of our real manufacturing world and with whom I can exchange experiences and listen to their stories and how they overcame the last that's 2 years now. What they introduced as new technologies over that period, how it's working for them. So really, the networking and meeting peers in person and being again better and more personally connected. That is what I'm looking for.
I love that. I think we're all looking forward to that for sure. I know the team at IMTS and here at AMT are really looking forward to the human factor at IMTS.
Yeah.
So speaking of networking, all of this is through as I mentioned, the silent auction at Women in Manufacturing, which, if anyone's not familiar with that, it was a trade organization that focuses on empowering and advancing women in the manufacturing sector. So, as a member of that organization, what do you think is so valuable about women in manufacturing, the group, and maybe big picture as well?
So from a big picture, we know that in the United States, and not only in the United States, all over the world, we are looking at a shortage in the workforce. And so it is for every country, but for us in the US, especially very important to add to the pool from which you can draw. And what is basically left out or has been left out for many years are females. And so having a platform for females to meet and talk about their experiences in manufacturing is very important, and that is what women manufacturing provides. But it's not only the networking opportunity, it's also the education opportunity. Because being interested in doing something in manufacturing, yes, that is important, but you have to have the background in order to achieve what is expected from you when you enter the manufacturing world.
Yeah, that is so true. And at IMTS, we actually produced the Smart Force Student Summit, which is all about introducing young people to the world of manufacturing technology and all of the career paths that are attainable. But first, they just need to know about it, because all too often it's not a career path that is
Yes.
presented to them or
Yes.
encouraged in other cases.
Yeah, it doesn't appeal sexy to them for some reason. And uh, one of the really pet peeves that I'm having is making manufacturing attractive and being maybe a role model for other women so that they become attracted to manufacturing. And they need to understand that there's not much difference if you work, for instance, for Amazon or Google, which everybody finds extremely interesting. Here, you can actually apply what Google, what Amazon, whatnot are providing. So to me, it doesn't make any difference if you work for one of the tech companies or work with one of the tech companies. The difference is that here in manufacturing, you actually have a real outcome. So you apply that technology, and at the end of the day, something rolls out of the door and you were involved in it, and that can make you feel really, really proud.
It absolutely can. It so can. Well, thank you, Susanne. Thank you for spending time with us today. Congratulations on your trip to IMTS this fall. If it's okay with you, we'd like to touch base with you again while you're at the show and see how it's going, see how your experience is networking and just seeing all there is to see. And as a member of the Women in Manufacturing Education Foundation board, which benefits from the proceeds of the silent auction, thank you for your bid.